Coming up on UT10 News, a UT football player is a finalist for a national award.
And students relay to support the fight against cancer.
Plus, our own Chris Dyer takes a look into where the Rocket football team can expect to play come bowl season. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fayth Atkins.
And I'm Lydia Sims. An unusual theft occurred in Bowman-Oddy.
That's right, Lydia. Serum was stolen from a research lab. 9 bottles were taken from the lab. Fetal bovine serum is a supplement used as a nutrient for cell growth, human or animal, that is being used for research. Chief of Police Jeff Newton says the bottles had to be replaced and the labs took an expensive loss.
There is no known human use for the substance, so we're unsure why they were taken and we're still looking for suspects.
The total value of the loss was $3,600. If anyone has any information on this crime, please contact the UT Police. The UT Board of Trustees recently approved a new institute. I looked into what it has to offer and how it will affect campus. The Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute is largely based in research and aims to secure grant funding for future projects. Upcoming projects include creating proper protocol for interviewing teenage victims of human trafficking and coordinating services with local agencies for human trafficking survivors. Once implemented, the Institute hopes to have the research incorporated into programs nationwide. In addition to research and awareness, Associate Director of the Institute, Ashley Wickerham, says there's more to the Institute's purpose.
Once, we've made, many people aware, we're calling them to action then too. Write your senators, be involved in legislation, look for it in your own neighborhoods, things like that.
The Institute is not restricted to social work majors and looks to become interdisciplinary in all colleges.
Basically, we can tailor any sort of presentation to how the audience can best receive it. And that we have, endless possibilities. That's why we're so excited to get to work in the Institute.
The Institute will make its official appearance at the end of the spring semester with a ribbon-cutting ceremony in the Health and Human Service building. A UT football player is a finalist for a national award. Senior offensive lineman Greg Mancz is one of 12 finalists for the 2014 Wolford Trophy. The award honors the college football player who demonstrates tremendous efforts of community service. Mancz is currently a member of the UT Football Leadership Council that organizes volunteer activities in the community. He is also a member of the UT Football Leadership Board. Mancz says this award will reflect the team's mindset.
Campbell says, give more than you take. And it's a motto that, especially on the offensive line, we lived for the last 5 years.
The winner of the Wolford Award will be announced later today. Students in the community came together to raise awareness about AIDS and Ebola.
I got an inside look at the 5th annual AIDS Gala this past weekend. African and People Association, along with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority and the National Society of Black Engineers, came together to put on the event last Friday in the Student Union. The UT Gospel Choir opened the event with songs of worship. Coordinator of the event and president of APA, Victor Aberdeen, says this event is to get the word out.
We've been on every year to help spread awareness about HIV and AIDS, and this year we had a focus on Ebola. It's just to help students become more aware of safer sex practices in a way that they can protect themselves.
Practicing safe sex was discussed by the HIV testing coordinator of the UTMC Ryan White program, Danielle Van Fleet. HIV is a virus and if left untreated can grow into AIDS. Van Fleet also says the infection rate of STDs in the greater Toledo area is significantly higher than Columbus and Dayton.
I just want for people to have safe, healthy sex. So just use condoms, use lube, talk to your partner if they've ever had a test, an HIV test, an STD test, and get a regular test. Just take charge of your sexual health.
A question and answer was conducted by a speaker who did not take charge of his sexual health. HIV-positive Dion says his diagnosis has not altered his life dramatically.
HIV is not life-threatening. I take 1 pill a day. A lot of people think you have to take 20, 30 pills. My vitals are undetected. I even have a daughter and another one on the way who is negative. So just because you have HIV, you still can have children. The likelihood that the child is going to have HIV is low, as long as the mother is taking their medication.
Over 60 people showed up to the event, raising about $600 to help patients with Ebola and AIDS. Over 1,000 students packed the rec to support the fight against cancer.
Relay for Life is an event sponsored by the American Cancer Society that took place this past Friday. Each year, students stay 12 hours overnight to honor cancer survivors and lost ones. Over 50 organizations participated in the event. During the course of the night, each organization donated $7 to take part in activities. Activities included dodgeball, photo booth, and jail and bail. UT student and cancer survivor Corinne Atwood says that she is amazed with the outcome of the event.
It means so much to me that people my age actually care about something like cancer. Usually kids are just so self-absorbed.
Co-chair of Relay for Life, Chris Graves, says that cancer is a part of everyone's life.
You can't go anywhere and meet someone who hasn't been affected by cancer in some way, shape, or form. So it's something that is universally known, and we're just trying to help finish the fight.
Relay for Life has been held at the student rec for the past 13 years. This year they raised around $50,000 for cancer research. I'm Darian McCoy for UT10 News.
Thanks, Darian. A local community organization is helping keep hearts and bodies warm during the holiday season. The Bowman-Oddy Palmer YMCA has blessed some local families with coats for kids this weekend. They took 75 underprivileged children shopping for winter apparel, and each with a limit of $60. Each child had a chaperone shopper and picked out coats, boots, and other essentials. YMCA Director Darla Harris says the $4,000 cost was covered by a trust fund.
The Divina Trust Fund is the name of it. She decided that there were so many underprivileged kids in the neighborhood where it was, and she left the money in a trust that the kids would have warm coats, boots, shoes, clothes, things that they needed for the winter.
Coats for Kids is in its 40th year nationally. The Wayman Palmer YMCA has participated for the last 16 years.
I'm Chris Dyer, and this is your UT10 Sports. It was a busy weekend in Rocket Sports. The Rockets men's basketball team took on the Chicago State Cougars, and the football team learned whether or not they will be playing in a bowl game. But first, UT's club hockey team took on the University of Dayton at the Ice House. Check this out. UT took a quick lead in the game, but the play of the game from number 19, Zach Bourne, coming around the net, makes it in and earns himself a hat trick. Dayton would answer back later in the game, giving them their fourth goal of the contest, but they couldn't recover in the third after number 2, senior Kyle Swanziger, puts it in the net to give Toledo their win over Dayton with a score of 6-4. Coach Daniel Conway feels that they have a talented team this year, and he feels good about the win, especially with having a little family rivalry with Dayton.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion going on tonight. This is actually my first game against my dad. He's the head coach for Dayton, so it was a big game for me. It was a big game for the team, and there's a little bit of a rivalry coming out of our league the last few years.
The Rockets went on to beat the Flyers again on Sunday, this time in Dayton, by a final score of 6-1. The Rockets men's basketball team took on the Chicago State Cougars over the weekend at Savage Arena. The Rockets would open the first half on a tear, taking a 15-point lead in the break. Coming back in the second half, Toledo continued their lead with senior Julius Brown scoring 3 of his 19 points from downtown. One of his 7 assists came later after crossover. The dish led to a huge slam from senior J.D. Weatherspoon. And late in the second, a loose ball from Chicago was picked up by Jordan Loft. Tossed to Stuckey Mosley, and then to Hall to sink a sweet layup. Toledo took down the Cougars with a final score of 87-59. Coach Kowalczyk loved the defensive effort, but certainly noted the team's 26 giveaways.
Obviously, the turnovers are a major concern for us right now. And that's so uncharacteristic for this program. We value possessions, and we're just turning the ball over way too much. We got to do a better job of just taking care of the ball.
The men play Arkansas State this Saturday at Savage Arena. On Sunday, the Toledo Rockets football team accepted an invitation to play Arkansas State in the Go Daddy Bowl. The teams will face off in Mobile, Alabama on Sunday, January 4th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Head coach Matt Campbell feels that this is a great opportunity for the team.
I've got the utmost respect for the tradition of their football program. Really good football team. Got some very explosive players. Just took a look a little bit at their 2 deep, and certainly some of the all-conference guys that they had in their conference, and certainly some of those guys show up. So we know it'll be a great challenge. We expect it and look forward to the challenge.
Thanks, Chris. That's it for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from our UT10 reporters, go to our website, ut10news.com.
For Lydia Sims, Chris Dyer, and all of our crew, I'm Fayth Atkins. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.